yourself and then let me know, just say something like, I can't hear you. If you get disconnected during the class, try to come back in, and Huck might take a moment to let you back in, but it should happen after a few moments. So I don't think we've had it happen very often, but you never can tell. It's our online sphere. So we're just going to start in a seated position, just to say hi, and then we'll end up breath work on the floor. Let's just bring the hands together in prayer position, taking one big inhale and one exhale, and then Huck will mute everyone to begin. Welcome. I'm so glad to hear some good news from California about the fires, and just keep going in that direction. So we're going to start on our backs. As I said before, I took a rolled blanket and I put it about 3/4 of the way up the mat. You can see I have part of the blanket folded and then part of it in a roll, depending on how the comfort level goes. So take yourself to your mat, take the soles of the feet on the floor, bend the knees, and then use your hands and your arms just to bend the elbows and slowly bring yourself down to your mat. We're going to put the rolled part of the blanket behind the shoulder blades, but the actual shoulder sockets will be hanging back on the mat. So we're opening up the back that way, and the shoulders will just melt onto the floor. So let's give it a try. The arms, you'll want to bring them out to a T beside you. So you can see here that my shoulder blades are meeting that rolled part of the blanket, and my shoulder sockets are just rolling down towards the ground. And my arms are out in a T, supporting that expansion through the chest. I'm going to keep my soles of the feet on the floor just to support the lower back because we're just beginning our practice. And then, or you can also, if you're comfortable after a moment here, you can straighten out your legs as well. But I think in the beginning with lower backs, it's nice to keep that supported with the bent knees. And then bring your gaze to the ceiling or the sky. And we'll just begin by closing the eyes and shutting out any distractions that are around you. We're going to be using a supported poses a lot today. So our idea is just supporting yourself, supporting your practice with a little prop here and there that will support the body and allow you to learn something about how to enter your poses and how to tap into them at other times. So close the eyes and come into the breath. So with your shoulders draped down towards the ground and your chest, your sternum reaching up towards the sky, you're definitely probably feeling your breath in a different way. So your breath may have already changed during this practice. We just don't know. You can explore. This is your moment to get to know the breath that you're coming to class with. How is your day starting, or how is it ending if you're here on my side of the Atlantic? Or if you're in the middle of your day, how is your breath bringing you there? You can feel, you should feel your sacrum imprinted on the mat, the bottom of the spine, but you'll want your skull and your sacrum to be lined up so your spine is reaching long along the mat and stretching out nice and tall and long. So we're taking these breaths together, but of course the breath is always on your own rhythm. And so is this practice. So anything I say today, you can simply adjust to whatever's comfortable for you. Please take care of any injuries that you have throughout the practice. But let's come more into conscious breath together as well. In this position, your your chest is able to open up, your diaphragm perhaps opens more widely when you take your inhale. So let's inhale. As we inhale, allow the belly to move with the breath. So that's the diaphragm expansion. And then exhale, of course. And then on your next inhale, pay attention, of course, to the belly, but also quiet the upper body. So it's not that you want it still, but you want the upper body to relax, especially the throat, the tongue, the eyes. And let's take another inhale. On this one, the belly, the quiet upper body. See if you can bring the breath into some more easy quality than it has been. Perhaps if you were nervous today or you got worked up or anything, just getting up, you can bring your breath back to a nice, easy, smooth pattern. And with each exhale, let's see if we can make the exhale a couple of counts longer than your everyday breath. Feeling the belly expand, the upper body nice and calm and easy. And then exhale, nice and long. And see how you can lengthen that exhale. Continue this relaxed pattern. And then see if you can actually, on the exhale, at the end of the exhale, pause for just a brief count. And then inhale again. Expansive breath. And on exhale, that supports the release of your muscles, calming the mind and the nervous system. Excellent. So we're going to flutter the eyes open now, and we'll take some neck turns here from a lying down position. So if you'll notice that the shoulders were rolling back, so we're not slouching forward. Ta-da! The gravitational pull is helping our shoulders with that unrounding of the shoulders. So let's bring the chin to a neutral position. So you're looking up at the sky and your chin is in neutral, comfortable, not too tucked in. And we're going to take a left turn with the chin and look over the left shoulder. No forcing here, you're just allowing the head to go back and forth. So inhale and you'll look towards the sky. Exhale, take a right turn with your chin over the right shoulder. And then we'll do that again. Inhale through the center, exhale. Let's see if we can turn towards the left again, maybe a little millimeter more on this left side. Inhale back through center, and then to the other side, looking over the right shoulder. So we're easing our neck into some rotation, but softening rather than forcing. Back and forth. And then when you rotate one more time, let's bring the gaze to the sky again. And we'll take you can close the eyes if you'd like, and we're going to make circles with the nose, as if you were drawing circles with your nose on the ceiling in one direction. And then let's turn those circles around in the other direction. Feeling the back of your neck open up, but the support of the earth is there for you. Bring the head back to neutral. And now we'll flatten out that neck curve just a little bit and tuck the chin towards the collarbones. And then the chin will come back to neutral, and then lift the chin slightly up, looking up behind you. That will increase the nape of the neck curve. And then come back and bring the gaze forward, nice and lined up with your skull and your sacrum, feeling that your lumbar spine is lifted off the mat. And now we're gonna reach up with our arms. So reach up towards the ceiling with your fingertips reaching up, nice straight arms. But notice when you reach up towards the ceiling, that's the protraction of your shoulders. So reach up more towards the ceiling, feeling those shoulder sockets lift up towards the ceiling. Exhale and now drop them back towards the earth. So let's do that again. Lift up towards the ceiling and then let's drop them back. So you feel how that support of the shoulder blades on the earth, again, that unrounding of the spine supported here. So we're gonna do eagle arms here. If you're familiar with that, we'll take the right arm under the left, elbows together, and then we'll bring the forearms in front of the face. And if you want to press the back of the hands together, you can do that, or you can wrap your right hand around the left and then press the palms together. So we normally do this from seated, but I want to try it lying down so you get a different alignment with your shoulders and also the blanket supporting the shoulders to roll back. Now you can reach your elbows towards the ceiling. Inhale and then exhale and drop the elbows back towards the earth, and you'll feel those shoulder blades go right along with that gliding up and down. Now squeeze the forearms together and the arms together. Let's slide the elbows over to the right, just slightly. We'll get that stretch along the left arm. And then you can look over your right shoulder. Bring the gaze back up to the sky, and we'll take a slide with those elbows over towards the left shoulder. Gaze over the left shoulder. Taking your time, breathing. Nice, easy breath. And then come back to center with your elbows. And we'll just reach those elbow creases higher towards your forehead, just slightly. Exhale, let's bring the elbows towards your knees just a little bit. And then release the hands, open them up into a T so you feel on the floor, that support and release. Inhale big, and then exhale, we'll bring the left arm under the right. And then press again, press the palms together or the forearms together, back of the hands, whatever your choice here. Let's reach the shoulders towards the sky and then allow them to drop back towards the earth. Reach them up again and then release back to earth. And now we'll squeeze into that midline and we'll take a left, we'll slide our elbows to the left, opening up that right bicep and tricep and deltoid, and then we'll gaze over the left shoulder. Bring the gaze back to center, and we'll slide our elbows over to the right, only as far as is comfortable, so don't overdo this. Look over your right shoulder. Bring the gaze back up towards the sky. Again, check in with your shoulders that they're rolling back. And now we'll bring the elbow creases just up a little bit towards the forehead. And then back down towards the knees. Great. And then unwind the arms, lay them out into a T. You just feel the difference in your arm muscles. Notice the differences. And then we'll roll over onto your side, and we're going to move that blanket out of the way. And then we'll come back to your backs again, but make sure you have your block handy. We're going to take a supported bridge. So come back to where we were with the soles of the feet on the floor. knees bent, and the feet are hip width apart, the knees are hip width apart. So we want to align ourselves nice and supported here with the crown of the head, reaching up. The head and the sacrum are in line with each other. And then we're going to press through those feet, right? So we're going to bridge up. Take the arms alongside the body. And also, again, that block, have it handy. So lift up. You're going to take that extra pressure into the feet. And you're going to tuck the tailbone up towards the sky. And then bridge up with the hips. Pressing through the length of the arms. Feeling how that pressure, that support of the earth, allows you to lift the sternum towards the chin a little bit more. And now for that handy block. Take your block and put it on its widest, lowest position. And then you can lower your sacrum down to the block. So we're just really taking what I'll call a spa bridge here. So we're taking a bridge, but it's completely supported by gravity and by the block under the sacrum. This should feel super comfortable. This should feel like a spa experience for your sacrum. Take the arms alongside you. So nice. So just come back to the breath, noticing the inhale, the exhale. Allowing, again, those shoulders to roll, shimmy underneath you. Settling onto that block. At the same time, you can feel a nice opening in the lower back. And if you have your strap handy, I should have warned you about the strap, but make sure that strap is handy because I'm going to give you some hamstring relief. So we're resting on the block. We're going to inhale, take the right knee towards the chest and hold on to that shin and just hug the knee towards you. And reach out for that strap. And see if you can put the strap around the ball of the right foot. And then stand up on that foot on the ceiling, straightening out the right leg, either in a diagonal position or up towards the ceiling, straight up and down. Your hamstrings will probably wake up now. And you can bend your right knee towards the chest, inhaling, and exhaling, straighten out the leg. So really getting your hamstrings a chance to open up slowly as you bend again and straighten. Bend and straighten. So this repetition encourages the opening of the back of the leg without straining those delicate fibers. Beautiful. Okay, bend the right knee towards the chest. Release that foot down, and we'll take the left knee towards the chest. Excellent. Let's take a support on that foot, and the ball of the foot, and then taking the foot to the ceiling, straightening out the left leg. So your shoulders will drop towards the earth. You're holding on to that, both sides of the strap in each hand. And then inhale your left knee towards the face. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. With each repetition here, allowing for a little bit more release. No pushing or trying to prove any kind of flexibility. Just encouraging an opening along the back of the leg. The strap is great because it allows the body to engage on both ends. So you've got your hips, but then you also get to push that foot into the strap. It's fantastic. Okay. Now, inhale, take the left knee, bend it, release the leg down, and then press again through those feet as you bridge up, and then take the block away. And now we're gonna roll over, and we're going to roll over onto your stomach, so completely out on the mat. So I'll demonstrate. Take your strap handy, have it handy. So we're just laying out, you can make a pillow for your head with your hands. Taking the third eye between the eyebrows onto your hands. So just allow here the breath to make its path through the back body. So inhale and feel the back of your body expand. And exhale nice and long, noticing maybe some, the back of the body can be like a terra incognita. So let's try to get a little knowledge of the back body here as you breathe softly into that whole back body, which has so many large muscles there. And now turn your head to one side, and we'll take the strap, and the strap is going to come into both hands behind you. So as delicately as you can, just grab the strap, and we'll hold both sides of the strap like this. So hopefully you can hear me okay with my head on the side like this. I'm going to hold the strap up high behind me or towards my sacrum, whatever works for your shoulders. So we're gonna roll the shoulders back away from the earth towards the sky, holding onto that strap, feeling the tension between the hands, but not pulling, yanking, but just feeling that nice healthy tension between the hands to support an opening of the shoulders, which will roll up. So take your head back down to the mat. I'll just start over. Hold on to the strap, take your third eye down to the mat. We're gonna point the tailbone towards the heels, and then inhale, lift the head off the mat, hold on to that strap, and feel yourself peel off the mat. Your shoulder blades will lift, and your gaze is towards the front of your mat. Crown of the head reaching forward. Exhale, come down, bring your third eye back down to the mat. Inhale again, let's try that. Lift the head, point the tailbone towards the heels, and then lift up by using the leverage of that strap as the shoulders peel away from the earth and the upper body, and then down again. Bring your head to the side, one ear to the mat. Just rest here a moment, since we were doing a spinal, kind of an arch going up in an opposite angle than we usually do. So just take a moment here, inhale, exhale. And now we're going to use that strap around the foot. So this could be a slight bit awkward. Sorry about that, but it's going to be a great quad stretch. So you can come onto the side of your body, and I'll show you what we're going to do. So I'm bending my right knee. I'm on my left side. Just to get it started, I'm taking the strap around my right foot, the top of my right foot. So I end up like this. If you can see me here, that's good. So I'm pushing in, I have the strap around my right foot, and my arms are pulling the strap towards my head, actually towards my right shoulder, around the right shoulder. So make sure that your knee is in line with your hip. I don't want you having your knee out towards the outside of the mat, but right under the hip. And I don't want you to pull unnecessarily towards the glutes. Just allow the support of your hands to bring your foot perhaps a little closer to your glutes, and then press it. You can also isometrically press your foot into the strap and the strap into the foot. Also, big important step here is to that tailbone towards the heels. So bring the tailbone down towards the bottom of the mat. Look down. If you look at me, I'm looking up, but that's only because I would like you to hear me rather than talking to the floor. So keep the head down and the gaze down towards the floor. And as you reach the tailbone down, you'll notice that the quad gets a better stretch there. Inhale and exhale and release the leg. Again, let's just remind you to not pull too hard on this. I myself have sensitive knees, so I don't try to go past my limits on these quad stretches, although I really believe in quad stretching. So let's take the left foot and angle. You can take yourself onto your right side and see if you can get that strap around the left foot, the top of the left foot. And I will demonstrate so you can see here. So I'm putting the strap around the top of my left foot, turning myself around. There we go. And then coming onto your belly and holding onto both sides of the strap. You'll end up facing with your third eye down towards the mat, your gaze down towards the mat. And then maybe both hands or one, actually take it in your left hand over your left shoulder and just reach the tailbone towards your heels. And then notice each side may feel a little tighter than the other or looser than the other. Reaching the knee towards the lower part of the mat. Feeding this opening with some inhales and some exhales. And when you're ready, release that foot back down. Lengthen both legs along the mat. Make a pillow for your hands make a pillow for your head with your hands. And then just notice the difference from after we've done our quad stretches. Roll the hips side to side, loosening those up a bit. And then take your hands next to your shoulders and with the nice strength of your core, come up to all fours. For all fours, I love using a blanket to cushion my knees, so let's do that for sure. Have your block handy. I'm really making use of the prop ideas today. So let's come to all fours. Wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. And the knees are hip width apart. Feet are hip width apart. Take your block and place the block between the thighs. So I have the block, well, these blocks are kind of non-standard size. Let me see that other block. Yeah, I actually think it's best on this width of the block between the thighs. Thank you. What I want to do is a cat-cow. I just want you to notice the activation of those inner thighs when you come into a neutral spine, right? So you're supporting with your hands, your shins, pressing into the earth, reaching the crown of the head. But then notice when you squeeze that block, you've got another activation point there, keeping a lumbar curve, of course, in your back. And just noticing, we'll take a cat-cow here. So tuck the tailbone towards the earth while squeezing the block. And then arching the entire spine up towards the sky, pressing away from the ground. Tucking the head down at the end. And then look at your knees and that block as you lift the tailbone towards the sky, rippling up the spine, bone by bone, as the navel goes towards the mat. And then Squeeze the shoulder blades together and then look up with the gaze, cow pose. Let's tuck that under again. So squeezing that block, curl the tailbone, curl the spine up towards the sky, drop the head. Curl the tailbone up towards the sky, navel towards the mat, keep looking at your knees, shoulder blades squeeze together, and then you can lift the head. Follow the path of your breath as you repeat this, drawing strength from that, squeezing the block. Another way to wake up your pelvic floor strength there. Come back to neutral and we'll take that block out. And this time we're going to actually do a twist with the block. We're going to take the block to the top of our mat. And imagine again that block between the back at your thighs. So let's not forget that strength there. As we come to all fours, the block's going to be below my head. And we're going to take a twisted cat. So we're going to take the left arm up beside you in a horizontal position. Take the gaze over, looking at your left fingertips, and then wind those left fingertips under your right armpit. Your ear is going to come to that block as you press the right hand into the floor. So I'll demonstrate up here. Again, I'm kind of putting some new material your way today with our use of blocks and straps. So notice my head is lifted up a little bit. It's supported by the block, allowing for my left shoulder to reach out a little further through my left fingertips. Press into the floor with your right hand. And notice, what if you were squeezing that block between your thighs? That would even out your pelvis, most likely. Melt here into this nice deep twist. And then walk your fingertips up towards the crown of your head if you can, towards 12 o'clock. But if your shoulder's tight, which mine is, I just kind of go up to about 1 or 2 o'clock. And then maybe twist out a little bit more. The twist is beginning with the rib cage. Let me just remind you, this is rib cage, shoulders, neck, head. And then let's take the right hand back to the earth, press in, unwind the left arm out again, and we'll take the other side. Back to neutral spine, take the right arm out, looking at those right fingertips, wind under your left armpit, bring your right ear to that block. So I'll demonstrate from the back, but I'll continue to talk. So you want to reach out maybe further with those right fingertips, because there's room under that block for the right shoulder to come underneath. Press into the earth with your left hand. And then let's check in again and imagine squeezing that block between the thighs. Inhale and exhale, again coming back to that even breath, long exhales, pausing at the end of the exhale. You can walk your fingertips up to 12 o'clock or near there if you'd like. Twisting from the rib cage on up. And then bring your left hand back down to the earth. Press into the ground as you unwind your right arm, coming back to all fours. So let's curl the back toes under. Transition to standing. So we're going to take the block, though, between the thighs, right back again. Squeeze that block. We're in all fours, and we have our toes curled under behind you. And you're going to press into the mat with your hands and lift your knees off the mat, that the ribs come towards the thighs, and squeeze that block. Now move the blanket out of the way and walk your hands towards your feet. You'll end up in a bent knee forward bend, where you can easily from here hang your head down. Inhaling, feeling the spine draping down over your thighs. The head being a part of the spine, let's just release it downwards. Maybe you can begin to straighten the legs. If not, just leave them bent, come up to a flat back, use your fingertips on the mat, come up to a flat back, hands to the thighs, begin squeezing that block again, and we're going to come to standing as we hinge in the form of an L up to standing. Great job with the props on the floor. We're going to continue using our friendly block in standing positions. But first, I want you to grab your strap as well. Keep the block on the side. And we're going to make a jacket with our strap, okay? So I may have done this before. I call this the thoracic jacket. So we're going to take the strap and divide it in half and fold it in half. Like that. Take that midpoint of the strap into just at the bra line in the middle of the back. Just showing it a little bit longer because if you haven't done this before, it takes some planning. Let's put that at the bra line, and then we'll take the strap in both hands and bring it towards the front of the body. So like I'll look like this out to the side. Ta-da, like that. Okay, now for part two, I'm going to take the straps and I'm going to throw them behind me like this is going to look like backpack straps. You see that the straps are hanging down my back. It looks like this. Great. And now for the last step, we're going to crisscross the straps. If this is at all overwhelming for you, don't worry about it. We can review this another time. It can be confusing, but it should look like this or feel and look like this behind your back. An X with the cross underneath. In the front, it still looks like backpack straps, like this. But we've made an opening for our shoulders as we squeeze, as we pull down on the straps behind on that crisscross. You should feel a nice opening in your shoulders. The heart opens up, forward. And let's see if you can tuck those low ribs in. Transverse abdominis activated. So from this supported, unrounded position, so you're standing strong through the feet, that is a strong mountain pose, feeling those shoulders supported, coming backwards. Anytime you are feeling, you catch yourself slouching like this, you can take this thoracic jacket and instantly help yourself there. So I'm just pulling on those straps. And now I'm going to come to mountain pose. So let's take the feet hip width apart, hold on to that straps of the jacket. And then we'll taking our feet, making a beautiful footprint on the mat as if it were the sand on a beach. Standing strong, and we're going to hinge at the hips in a forward bend, slightly forward. So you don't have to go all the way into an L, but if you just tilt forward, standing down through the feet, hinging at the hips, You can feel what that's like to hinge at the hips and not round over. And then bob yourself back up, float on up to standing. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, let's hinge at the hips. And go down. So you feel the expansion through the hamstrings that we stretched earlier, but you're holding on to that strap, so you're supporting your shoulders back instead of hunching forward. Back and forth. If you have any low blood pressure issues coming up and down, don't go down as far, okay? So now if you grab your block, again, the old position here of putting it between the thighs, we can support ourselves both ways through the strap, holding onto the strap and the thoracic jacket, squeeze the block, inhale, grow tall, exhale, lean forward, squeezing and activating all of this in a very supportive way. Maybe you can come a little further. Come back up. So cool. All right, so now we're gonna switch the strap. We're gonna switch the strap. So take that thoracic jacket off, remove the block. The strap is going to come down to our feet. So kind of like a jump rope of old, not of old, of the great fun playground. Okay, so I don't want to age myself. Okay, so we're going to take a mountain pose. Take the strap as if it were a jump rope, each side. And then you're going to step over the strap with your left foot. And you're going to step on the strap with your right foot, and your right foot is slightly behind you. Okay, and do you see that I have my hands, both hands on the strap? Okay, so I'm standing in a slightly back with my right foot, pressing the ball of the foot on the strap. And the strap's even in both hands. So I'm going to begin to put all my weight into the left foot, keeping that left tower very strong through the hips and the glutes. Maybe tiptoe back with my right and let go of the right foot. Hold, pressing it into the strap as I lean forward like a big plank. Leaning forward towards what we are calling warrior 3. Okay, I'm going to come back to stand. Hold onto the strap, pressing through the foot, and lean forward. And see what that's like when you press the foot, reaching the crown of the head all the way to the back, and then all the way through that foot in the back. Maybe it's a little bit easier to come into balance. And you can hold the straps out wide as you lean forward. Maybe a sense of flying supported by the strap. Let's switch sides. So we're going to step back with the left foot, bring the right foot forward, step on the strap with the left ball of the foot of the left foot, keeping those straps in our nice even position. And we're going to put all the weight onto the right side, holding onto those straps, keeping the shoulders wide, and then lean forward, pressing through the left foot. And then come back down, stand again. Inhale, grow tall. Let's hinge at that hip. This time separating out, left foot reaches back. So it's kind of like the forward bend. We're just separating our feet out. And then come back up. Try it again. Lean forward and just play with this. So that the next time we try warrior 3, you have that muscle memory of the foot on a surface, on a strap. And then come back up to stand again. And then let's take the strap off to the side. Stand in mountain pose. Imagine that the strap is there. You can hold your hands out similarly. And imagine that we're standing on the strap. Pour the weight into the left foot, onto that left tower, the hip. Reaching out, and then lean forward. Is it easier knowing that you have that pressure of on the right foot before of the strap? And then come on back up. Taking it to the other side, weight goes into the right foot, and see if you can release the weight from the left side. Leaning forward, imagining that strap supporting you. And it should have this magic tapped in feeling, I hope, of that memory of the strap is enough to activate your core and a lot more inner balance and a centering effect on the body. So that was playing with the strap while standing, and we'll do more of that. We're gonna come back to earth right now. So let's grab that block again, and we're gonna come down through a forward bend. So squeeze the block, come to mountain pose. Reach the arms above the head, and then swan dive the arms down, squeezing the block into, if you can, a straight leg forward bend. Squeezing the block, releasing the head down again. And then you can bend the knees, squeezing the block back down towards the earth, sits bones come down, remove the block. And then we're going to move into a supported restorative pose. So this is going to take a little bit of arts and crafts on the floor with our blankets and pillows. So we'll do this, and then we'll transition to Shavasana. So this is a face down pose. So I hope that this is comfortable for you. If it's not, then you can also take this on your back, but we will be moving to our backs for Shavasana. So this is part of getting that knowledge of that terra incognita of our backs. So let's take our first blanket, and I've rolled it up into a nice roll for the top of the mat. This blanket is going to the top of the mat for my forehead area, okay? And this blanket, if you don't have 3, or if you only have 2, that's okay. It's folded up kind of a little bit longer, and I'm putting that in the middle of the mat. That's cushioning the torso. So this is a little bonus if you have another blanket. If you don't have another blanket, this is still going to be a nice sensation, but you can place another blanket at the top of the bigger one towards the head. So we're trying out restorative poses. These are poses that are just allowing a complete release of the body and should be incredibly great for the nervous system. So for the bottom of the mat, we have another prop. I use a low pillow, so any old pillow from your couch or so could work. Move my other props aside. This pose is called surfboard because you get on it as if you were on a surfboard. If you haven't been on a surfboard, now's the time to learn what it's like to get on one, I guess. So come to all fours. And if you can, when you come to all fours, place the ankles on top of that pillow or blanket. So we're going to come a little bit further back from the middle blanket. I'm going to walk the hands out and then dive down, if you will. Allow yourself to be lowered down onto the blankets. The one on top, if you have an extra little cushion, is just a way to cushion the top of the body and to allow the lower back to release a little more. The top blanket should be under your third eye. So what this feels like a bit should be like before a massage on a really great massage table. That's how you want this to feel, really comfortable. So I am demonstrating, and then I will get up and talk you through it. But this is how it kind of looks. So my torso's cushioned, my pubic bone is cushioned with this blanket, and the whole torso. And I'm placing my third eye down on the blanket. My nose is raised up from the mat. My neck is nice and aligned. I don't feel that it's being twisted at all. And the arms can come out into a cactus position or into a T, whatever's comfortable for you. So hopefully you got a little settled in there. And you're feeling comfortable on your belly. Again, this is, for those of us who sleep on the belly, maybe this is a familiar position, or if you get a lot of massages. But if not, it can be unfamiliar, particularly if we're paying attention to the back body with our breath. So let's come back to that nice breath we began with, but let's try to move the inhale into the back body and feeling the expansion of the lungs behind the rib cage, in the side of the back of the rib cage. And then pause for the nice long exhale. Really squeezing the air out because the belly is supported. Inhale again, feeling that expansion, a pause, and then exhaling all the air out, bringing that an extra count or two from your usual exhales. Pause at the end of the exhale. Allow the entire body to breathe. So it's not just one part of the body guiding the breath, it's that you are breathing with the entire body. Remaining quiet, allowing each exhale to bring you further into a grounded place. Allowing all of the thoughts and the whirling, cluttered quality of the thinking to spill out through your third eye into the earth. Allow it to be absorbed by the earth. You've gotten to know your breath a little more through this practice, been supported with various tools we have. But this pose allows you to go inward and really realize you have everything you need within. The front body and the back body, the sides of the ribs, the arms and the legs. If a restorative pose is ever uncomfortable for you, you can simply change to another position. But restorative poses are meant to feel extremely supported and even a sense of melting the nervous system into complete calmness. You can spend another few quiet moments here, feeling your breath. The transition out of this pose should be very easy for you. You can simply roll over onto your back. The support that has been under your third eye now becomes the support for the nape of your neck, so the curve of your neck. And the blanket, you can leave it as is, it's fine. Or if you have, let me just say, if you have an extra blanket, remove that extra one, put it to the side. And then just have one blanket under you, cushioning you. You can also use that pillow or blanket that was under your ankles. You can place that under your knees. So I'll again demonstrate here. This is coming into a very supported Shavasana. Nape of the neck, gaze up towards the sky. Shimmy the shoulders towards the earth. Palms open up to the sky. You can keep them wide, or you can bring the hands down towards the body. We're going to close the eyes here. Come inward into the body, noticing any changes that this practice has brought to the body, to your mind, to your spirit. The idea that you can move forward with learning new movements and feeling supported at the same time. Taking slight risks, but feeling supported too. Come back to that breath. Let the belly breathe. Expand. Quiet the mind with each exhale. Bring a sense of release. Lengthen the exhale. Bring breath to the areas of the body that have any lingering tension. One more long breath, inhaling through the belly, sending that sense of relaxation to any part of the body that needs it right now. Pausing and then exhaling. Send that tension away. Begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. And bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Keep your knees together as you roll over onto the right side, away from the heart. Taking an inhale and an exhale here in this side position that will also seal in your practice, bringing your nervous system in to match your spirit and your mind, the body, the whole thing. Press the hands into the earth, come back up to a seated position. Bring the hands to the heart, thumbs to the heart, squeeze the palms together, feeling that midline, that center of your body, powering you onwards. Thank you for joining me in this practice today. Namaste.